Hello. Um, Welcome to a live stream. We are building Mumbo Jumbo's piston door. For those of you who haven't seen it, I really suggest that video. Um, I think it's quite literally called like a vault in a secure vault in a vault. Like it's a vault section. But he made a really cool 10 by 10 piston door. It looks a lot like this. Opens up, it closes. The design is really quite simple in how it works. It's just a bunch of piston flying machines and redstone coming in and pushing them out of the way. The really cool thing that I found was the design. It's two and then like an outer edge and then two and then an outer edge. It's like the roofing panels for um like sheds. Quite cool. I built one half. I was gonna turn it into a video, but then my editing software crashed on me, so I have to not use the video because it corrupted the file. So I'm just gonna stream building the other half. Um, it's not super difficult. It should be easy. Um, for this design, all that's needed is iron, iron blocks, redstone dust, redstone repeaters. You don't really need comparators. You don't need torches. You'll need wool, redstone, buttons, sticky pistons and regular pistons, glass, repeaters, and then your ground material. Um, a beautiful, beautiful design. Yeah, that was comparative. But yeah, let's get into it. So you make 10 blocks tall of a wall. You want to off put it one block from your ground floor so that the sticky pistons don't get, or the honey blocks and slime blocks don't get stuck in. Then you're going to essentially build a ton of these types of flying machines. So I'll build one right now just to show you how it looks. Like this. Then you put the piston on the end, right there. From here, we're gonna put an L of slime blocks like that, and then an extra one off to the side. And then from there, 3 off, break that third one. We're gonna put a sticky piston here, an iron block here, and then an observer here. The second observer goes over here, third observer here, and then another sticky piston inside that. That is one module. So, like, the modules are pretty easy. Now, the thing that gets a little tricky is when they fly on their own. And I had a few do it earlier. I had to redo this entire thing multiple times. But it's kind of just like mindless placing of blocks. It's not like super hard. It's not a difficult design. It's just kind of repeating over and over what you see here. And from there, just keeping it going. I had someone talk to me about this the other day, and they said that it was a really cool design, and I hadn't seen it before. So I asked who it was by. When they said Mumbo Jumbo, I got like really excited because Mumbo is, you know, the king of redstone, and slime doors and piston doors, and it was like a really big thing. Like, I don't know. I just got so inspired by this video, and I wanted to figure out how to build it on my own. So I took the video, I slowed it down really, really slow, and then I started working on just how it's laid out. I worked on one segment at a time. The first prototype is over here. I'll do this just because why not? It's over here. It broke right after I made it, so I got a little sad. Um, and then I started experimenting with just regular flying machines. That was a lot of fun. Then I went into doing this one. This was when I watched the video back a bunch of times, and it did exactly what Mumbo's did, where it did this layer opened one block, the one underneath opened two blocks, and it opened like a diagonal pyramid type. Quite cool. I had to rebuild it, and I rebuilt it over here, um, just to figure out what I did wrong over here. When I rebuilt it over here, put the floor in, and made it more aesthetically pleasing. So I think for this one, I'm gonna actually build a facade. So stay tuned for that. Um, but like it's been a journey. It's been a beautiful journey. I love this flying machine. It's so cool. And it's one of the first things I've dabbled in with redstone was flying machines and how they work. And then the second thing that I really got into was quasi connectivity. So like this design um, for a zero tip block pusher. Looks like this. Then you put a redstone torch here. Yeah, I did that wrong. Here and one here. And then when you put a block down, I missed one. It goes two. So it looks like this, and then when you put a block down, it automatically pushes. And that's, I don't know, it's like the weirdest thing I've seen. And this piston gets powered not by the redstone torch, um, but it does power the redstone. It gets powered by one of the ones up here, and it's quite odd. I don't understand. Then this one gets pushed and it goes zero tick, so it's like I don't know. It's a cool little design. Very, very cool little design. Um I think it's also a mumbo design from one of his older videos a few years ago. 6 or 7, probably. But the flying machines, I haven't dabbled with the newer ones. I've stayed in my old versions, and they've worked cool wonders for me. Love the older version. I haven't really learned much new redstone because it's so complex. So my redstone comes from the videos that I watch on Hermitcraft and like just farm videos from Exuma. Not Exuma, sorry. Like Mumbo farm videos, of course. And then Etho, watching his watching some of his videos, and Tango with decked out and like all of that. They're insane buildings. I love how they work, and they're big part of how I operate. So, for this design, as you've seen it build up, fairly simple with the flying machines. The only kind of complicated part comes with this redstone. And even that's not super complicated. You get one, then two, then from here, the actual redstone. It's blobs. So from here, you get pistons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The pistons are the things that power the observers. And the observers have to be powered in a specific way. So, the way that these get powered are these two go at the same time. And then there's one at the back that gets powered around 3, 4 ticks later. That ensures that you have the first bit of observers observed, and then the second one to close it. And it's just something that's quite different. With the new addition to redstone being able to stack through the glass, it makes chaining these really easy, and then pushing them out the back other blocks super easy. From here, push it back. But I'm not going to do that yet. We are going to connect it up to our main line. Our main line gets connected through a repeater on the bottom, one redstone dust up here, and then connected into our line. Okay, it's the same on the other side. It's flipped. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off. There we go. 2 back. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 1, sorry. Then we go repeater all the way back. Wool. 1. And then we go up the ladder. Of glass. And did I mess it up? No, I didn't. Okay. Pull this up through these. And I don't think there needs to be a redstone dust at the top, but I do it just for safe measures because I don't want anything to break. Now, from here, when we push this button, should send them back, opening our door. It opens up to the obsidian. Then you power it again, and it pushes them together until it can't go anymore. Beautiful system. Beautiful, beautiful system. It's like, I don't know. It's so cool. But now we're gonna build a facade. So we're gonna need some stone bits, some cobblestone bits. We're gonna go with grass blocks, and then some immovable objects. So the floor needs to be made out of these immovable objects. And I'm gonna see if I can find any immovable objects that are decent looking. No. We're gonna do some testing. Some testing. um, not that. We're gonna see blast furnace floor, smoker floor, and what's the other one? The other one that I was gonna do somewhere, but since we're in creative mode, I can kind of do whatever. If you're in survival mode, kind of limited with that. What does? Do they not? We're gonna play the game of does it stick? I'm gonna put a stick or a slime block. I'm gonna do this. I put a slime block on there. Fine. I'm gonna do a floor here out of blast furnaces. There's a downside to using blast furnaces, and it's that. And because you gotta make sure that they're facing the correct way when you place them down. There's that. So, from here, we can build out our little area. I'm gonna hope that it still works. I'll texture this later. I just want to get it built up right now. It won't look just like a blank slab. Square. Grass. Good. Moss. And then we'll do andesite. Called a deep slate. super deep slate. Like this. When I do builds like this, where I'm just doing terraforming and texturing and things like that, I tend to try and add a little bit of depth while not losing any of this original texture and stuff. And not overshadowing the redstone. So, like this example, I'd probably do something like this. Do something like that. Just to kind of break it up, set the mood, but not too muddy it, if that makes sense. So, we don't need it to look super great from the back. Just like green, we as well can skip the backside. I want to put some form of an immovable object. Not those. Some form of immovable object. God, I can't speak today. Up here, just so that we don't put a facade on top of our bill. Obviously, you'd take a little bit more time than I am. what? I could probably put a little bit of moss up here. That one. Some dirt in. A little less greenery. I take it back. I don't like that as much. Do more greenery. Okay. It reminds me of a rock face that I've climbed before. This does. Um, in Southern Oregon. Beautiful. Um, also kind of reminds me of a waffle guy, Mr. Brian himself. So, looks like some guy with some hair. So, but the important part of this is that it opens, and you can barely tell that it's there when it is open, and then it closes. Closes real nice. All right. Well, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you all for watching.